and gentlemen, state, county, and city leaders, members of the Board of Education, of the media, and our esteemed guests. My name is Nate Kuzma. I'm the General Counsel of the Buffalo Public Schools. And it is with great pleasure that I welcome you today to this year's second annual State of the Schools address. And I am honored to introduce today our visionary superintendent, our visionary leader, who, as we all know, many of us who do know her, leads our district with an open mind and an open heart. She's here today to share her insights and provide us with a comprehensive overview of the accomplishments and aspirations of the Buffalo Public Schools. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming our superintendent, Dr. Tanja Williams.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right. This is a great morning. Now, don't look for the teleprompters or video screens, PowerPoints. Today, I'm the PowerPoint, live and in person. I want to thank our Chief Legal Counsel member, Nathan Kuzma. He does a magnificent job. You don't want to be on the other side in a courtroom against Nate Kuzma. Does a magnificent job at what he does. He is best in class, and thank you for your amazing work, and thank you for introducing me today. I appreciate that. I am truly honored that each of you are here today. It demonstrates how much you care about the state of our school district, and mostly about our most precious gems, which are our children. So I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank, I have a PR team that is outstanding. You see this? It looks amazing. Thank you. Really new. I want to thank Kim Tran. You know, they've kept me together all week on what needs to happen today so that I am able to share with you all of the good things that are happening in the Buffalo Public Schools and to make it look really nice and professional, because we're moving things to the next level. I need to thank my ladies, Nichelle Lowe and Linda Mercado. I think they have one of the hardest jobs in the district, which is keeping my calendar straight. So I want to thank them for the work that they do. Where would I, my leadership team, our schools, and our district be without our Board of Education? Our board is committed, they are smart, and they give me the support and the guidance that I need to take our district from good to great. So our board president, please stand, Ms. Sharon Belton-Cotman. Our vice president, Mr. Larry Scott. Our board member at large, Mr. Terrence Hurd. And all 6 of our other board members. Don't think because they're not here that they're not supportive to the work we're doing. They do work jobs in addition to being board members, and they do have lives and they have grandchildren and they have to babysit and do other things. But each of our board members is very committed, and if we could give all of them, whether they are here or not, a round of applause. I believe we have a representative that is in the audience that I want to thank. She's a representative of Governor Hochul's office, Ms. Bonnie Lockwood. Thank you for being here. I have a lot of thanks, so you don't have to clap after everyone or we're going to be here for a while, but I also want to thank all of our state, county, and city officials who are present or not. I want to thank you for your constant support of all that the Buffalo Public Schools does as we work together on the betterment of this school district. I want to thank our entire Western New York delegation leaders. They do a lot of work in Albany to provide support and funding for our district. I need to thank those brilliant, beautiful children, young people, that you saw today present the colors representing South Park High School. Our board member, Terry Shuda, she's not here today, but I know she's listening, and she would be proud of who they are. And our Buffalo Academy for Visual and Performing Arts young man that sang the national anthem a cappella, I mean, just beautifully, beautifully. I need to thank them. That's just a snapshot of the greatness that happens in all of our schools. To our distinguished, esteemed mayor of the city of Buffalo, who I am proud to also call a friend, Mayor Byron Brown, I want to thank you for your leadership in this great city and for always looking for ways to partner with the Buffalo Public Schools on initiatives that benefit our young people. I appreciate that, and I dare not thank you also for hosting us today in City Hall. Thank you. To the thousands of unsung heroes in our city who silently go about every day supporting all of our efforts, know that we appreciate you. We see the support and we appreciate all that you do. We need to also thank and show our appreciation to our 50,000 plus parents and caregivers of the Buffalo Public Schools, each and every one of them, and especially to our parent Congress leads. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We meet every month. And it's not always easy. The meetings are not always easy, but they are advocating not only for their own children, but for all 31,000 children in this district. And I appreciate it. I see your work and I appreciate it. Thank you to the beautiful and brilliant children who are so full of promise and who will be returning to us in 1 week. We'll all say a little prayer. They're returning to us. So I want to thank them, and I want them, if they are listening to this address, to know that in the Buffalo Public Schools, we promise to celebrate their brilliance and the diverse assets that they bring to us each and every day. I look out in the audience and I see friends and partners. Kaz Rodriguez, you do so much to support our district. And you don't have to, but you do. Over and over and over. I look out and I see David Russ, visionary leadership, always looking for better ways to partner. I look out and I see our commissioner, Joe Gramalia, and I see our chief, Chief Young, and your work is not easy. I know it's not easy. And I know you hate getting those speed dial calls from me, but we're all working together. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention we have a former interim superintendent in our audience today, Yvonne Hargrave. Please stand up, Yvonne. Mrs. Hargrave has mentored so many, as principal at Ken High. I don't know if we have any alumni in here from Kensington High School, but all right, okay. I mean, I know we got East, we got, Riverside, we got different, Bennett. Okay, see, if I start shouting out, we're gonna be here for a minute. But she served as interim superintendent and has been a great mentor for me for many years. I have always looked up to you as you have made difficult decisions with such class and grace. And I'm pleased that you are here today. Thank you for being here. All right, so we're going to start to get into why we're here today. It is my genuine honor to spend just a little time with you today to briefly share with you the work that we've been involved in over the last year and to highlight where we're going this coming year. Upon getting appointed as the interim and then permanent superintendent of the best school district in New York, in the nation, but the second largest in New York State, my leadership team and I embarked on a vast, wide and deep, citywide listening tour. We visited schools, community centers, and churches, and even some businesses, just to listen. We just wanted to hear, to listen what diverse stakeholders had as their vision for our district. We wanted to learn from parents and from children what they wanted to see from our school district. We were good, but we were not great, and our children deserve great. So we embarked upon that endeavor. This action forced us to take a real good and long look at ourselves, and it gave us the opportunity to peel some layers, to discover what was actually working, and to learn about, at the core, what we needed to strategically modify or change. My daughter's coming in late, and my grandson coming in late. Welcome, girls. Yeah, I put them on blast. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Coming in like in church with the one finger. Okay, but I'm glad they made it. I'm glad they made it. So the outcome of that, I'll get it later, yeah. The outcome of that work was the creation of our strategic plan, which I'm very proud of, because our plan focuses on 5 guiding principles that we will achieve by 2025. We will. Together, we will use our 5 by 2025 strategy to place a high premium on safety and wellness, including anti-bullying. We will advance a curriculum that engages students in schoolwork that is meaningful and rigorous. We will maintain a highly qualified and diverse staff in all of our schools and district offices through recruitment, orientation, and development, and we will continue to get better with actively engaging families and this community to improve student learning and growth. So during our listening tours, I came across a lot of people, lots of people, individuals who fell into 3 categories. Those who were uninformed about what our accomplishments were in this district, those who were misinformed about our efforts and the work that every day, the good work that goes on in our schools. And then there were some who were informed about where we were in our work. But once I realized that we had those 2 groups, uninformed and misinformed, my purpose became, as a new superintendent in a district that I've been around my entire life, since I was 5 years old, to make sure that we got more people in that 3rd category of people who were informed than those that were uninformed and misinformed. So we began to share what we were doing. And my hope is that when you become informed, when you get into that third elite group of informed people about the great work happening in our school district, don't keep it to yourself. Go out and share. Share far and wide about all of the things that we do in this district, all of the wonderful things that our children do, all of the great and committed work that our board does, our mayor does, our partners. Share it. Share it. Let people know about the good work that we do. So now let's get into some accomplishments. This is the good part. You should know that in 2022, we graduated 79% of our children for the first time in a very long time. We did that. And I'm not overly thrilled because I want it to be a 3-digit number. I want it to be 100%, but we're on our way. We're on our way. And listen to this. We have 16 high schools, 8 of which had a graduation rate of 90% or higher. That's great. And did you know that one of our schools had, 100% of their children graduated from high school? Where are they doing that at? Tell me. Where else are they doing that at? It happened here. And I'm not sure if you were informed also that right here in Buffalo, New York, in the Buffalo Public Schools, we do have some of the highest performing schools in the state of New York. Now that's a narrative you don't hear a lot about, but if you ever give me a microphone in a minute, I'll be happy to continue to share that narrative with you. Did you know that we have a baby arts program within our school district for our littlest learners right on the east side at the Arthur O. Eve School of Distinction, number 61? We have pre-K and kindergarten children learning violin, dance, theater. It is amazing to see right here, Buffalo Public Schools. Did you know that Leonardo da Vinci High School made it to the best performing high school in America list? Did you know that? That's amazing. I told you all, you clap after too quick because I got more. U.S. News and World Report evaluated more than 17,800 schools at local, state, and national levels to compile their 2022 best high school rankings. One of our schools made it to the list. Out of 17,800, City Honors ranked number 234. Amazing. Right here in Buffalo. Did you know that Buffalo Public School, number 64, the Frederick Law Olmsted School, ranks better than 91.1% of elementary schools throughout New York State? How about it? This is the narrative that is not shared enough. These children, staff, and families, we're Buffalo Public School District. And so these are children who just work hard. They just work hard to be the best. They show up and they give us their best. Got a few more. At this time of increasing inflation, costs are going up. Are you aware that 35% of Buffalo Public School students graduate high school having earned more than 6 credit hours? You know how expensive college is? They graduate with more than, not 6, more than 6 college credits. And then I need for you to really listen up because we're doing something really innovative and exciting with a program. It's not really a program, it's a curriculum called WAS Ed. The Buffalo Public School District is the first urban school district in the world, like not in the nation, in the world, to achieve a WAS Ed district-wide pathway for all of our students in grades K through 12 to graduate having explored hands-on classes in the technology field. You know that our children love hands-on stuff. They love technology. In fact, it's a game changer. I think about my grandson who is sitting here at 6. He can look at a pack of Legos without looking at directions like his Lala has to do and can start building, just looking at it. Our children just are programmed that way in 2023, and so they love it. So I know that this curriculum going from kindergarten through grade 12 will be a game changer. So you wonder, what is WAS Ed? Who is WAS Ed? Steve Wozniak is a rock star. Steve Wozniak joined Steve Jobs, and they started the Apple. We all got Apple something or other, or have come across it, corporation. And they have welcomed, well, he has welcomed the Buffalo Public Schools into an elite group of school districts who focus on STEM. This aligns with our equity focus. Equity for all. That means we don't leave anybody out. For all, in all that we do, regardless of your zip code, regardless of your socioeconomic status, none of that matters. You all of our children get exposed to this benefit, starting in kindergarten. So, what does that look like? This year, and I can't wait to get to these classrooms and see this, we have kindergarten children who will start to receive training this year. Thank you so much, Ms. Walker. This year, thank you so much, Dr. Laura Samolsky-Peters and Baudo and Ann Botticelli. Thank you so much, Board President. This year, our kindergartners will start to receive training in robotics, coding, animation. Again, it's remarkable, and I'm just going to tell you, our first graders will be taking classes in drones. You know, they love that stuff. Cybersecurity, who else is doing that? I'm just saying, who else is doing that? I Googled, I couldn't find another district that was doing all this. But, you know, I'll just end, because I could go grade by grade and share with you what each grade of students will be learning. But I'll just jump to the seniors, and you know, all of them will be taking advanced courses in engineering, cybersecurity, mobile development, drones, and more. You got to give it up. You got to give it up for this. This is huge. It is huge. Got a few more have you heards. Have you heard that many of our 8th grade children take high school algebra, and that this year, more than 64% of them passed and will go on to high school with a high school credit under their belt. So I need for the narrative to stop about our children being unprepared. Now, we are not where we need to be, but we are not where we were either. Our children were focused. We have been data-driven. We have provided the supports. And this past summer, we intentionally began an accelerated mathematics program for rising, get this, 6th graders, so that they are even more prepared by the time they get to 8th grade to pass algebra, a high school course. We're starting in 6th grade now, and we're spiraling up. That's what we're doing. So I need to thank our principals, teachers, and parents for enrolling their children. I know summertime is a time when our kids want to, you know, they want to hang out and play at the playground and all that, but we got a group of 6th graders that were committed to coming to school every day, learning some advanced mathematics and grappling with that so that they're ready by the time they get to 8th grade to pass a high school course, which is difficult. It's a gatekeeper course, but they'll be ready. Remember, my only focus for holding a State of the Schools address is to make sure you leave here today informed. So I'm bragging a little bit today. I'm like a proud mom. So I need to share a little bit about a quote that many of you have heard me say, and I'm going to say it again today. By the year of 2025, by the end of the school year, I need for all of our 3rd graders to be reading proficient. Now, I know that's pie in the sky, but if you shoot for the stars and you don't make it, you still fall on the moon, right? So I'm shooting, I'm swinging the bat. I want all of our 3rd graders reading by the end of the year, 2025. So you heard one of my favorite songs today. You know I like Aretha Franklin, I like Marvin Gaye, I'm a Motown kid. I do say a little prayer, but I also believe in strategic hard work too, to go along with my little prayers. So I want to share with you some data on where we are right now with that, because when I made that statement, our children were 1st graders last year who will be 3rd graders in the year 2024-25. We've been watching them. We've been watching. And, you know, our curriculum team has really been working hard with all of our children, but especially with that group, because I've made that statement publicly that all of them by the end of 3rd grade will be reading. So I need to share with you where they ended the year in June of 2023. They started the year, this is post-pandemic, where we know across this nation, all of our children experience learning loss and difficulties. So at the start of the year last year, our 1st graders' reading proficiency was 35%. And I thought, oh Lord, you know, I've made this public statement that all of them will be reading by 2025. And at the start of the year, we had 35%. I got nervous, but I got a team of folks that stand with me and that believe in the vision that we're putting forth. So by the end of the school year, ready? 48% were reading proficient. So we went. That is worthy of applause. That means that almost half of our 1st graders at the end of the year were reading proficiently. Now, we don't go back. That's not who Tanja Williams is. We don't go back. We only continue to build on that. So if almost half were reading proficiently in June, we did a lot of work this summer to get those babies enrolled in summer school. Mayor had a reading challenge. We made sure that we had our children engaged in that. We're going to do everything we can to give every child that opportunity, because if they can read by the end of 3rd grade, some of the things that you may see in high school, you won't see, because we got it right on the front end. So I'm excited about that. And I just need to share that for math, our children also increased their proficiency levels from 19% to 28%. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. We acknowledge that. And we're not afraid of the hard work. I share that to share our data is going in the right direction. So I might as well keep going, because I got a few more things. You know, you've heard some narratives about suspensions in the Buffalo Public Schools. Some folks say we got the highest in the country. And I thought, my goodness, if we got the highest in the country, I should be afraid to go in some of these schools, because when I go in, I don't see any of that. Let me tell you, we are not even near. We're not in the top 20. We're not in the top 10. And we certainly do not have the highest rate of suspensions in this country. That is a narrative that's out there that we got to start speaking about and correcting. We got to start looking at our data and telling the truth. Now, we got work to do, but we're not going to stand back anymore and just take, you know, statistics that are thrown out that are not true. We have a lot of good work going on in our schools, implementing restorative practice action plans, ensuring that our staff this past year were trained, thank you, Dr. Brown, on the code of conduct. We have a code of conduct that we're always refining, that our board looks at closely and makes sure that we follow it. We partner with our Buffalo Police Department. We have school resource officers who are trained to de-escalate situations in our schools. We have a school security team. Thank you, Chief Lark and Executive Director Wagstaff, that trains and works with our security officers, and we have steadily increased in a major way the number of school security officers that we have in our schools, and they're not there to engage physically with children. They are there to build relationships, to help de-escalate, to mentor, to get to know our children. And I appreciate that. And it is because of all of those things that during this post-pandemic time, where across this nation we have all seen adult behaviors and children behaviors that we've never seen before, that we were able to decrease our rate of suspensions by 11%. We did that. Hard work. We did it. Thank you to our community partners who have mental health clinics. Thank you, David Russ, for that. Thank you for creating an apprenticeship program that offers our children hope when they graduate from high school. All of these are things that help to de-escalate behaviors in our schools. Thank you, Kaz Rodriguez, for introducing me to a National Joya team that wants to work with us on human trafficking. You know, all of these are things that we're a large urban city, district, that our children engage with, that have the potential to create trauma, anxiety, anger, all of those things that lead up to suspension. It will take a village. It can't just be Tanja Williams. The S on my chest for superintendent or superwoman or whatever it is, it just isn't that big. It's gonna take everybody. It's gonna take all of us, all of us, all of us to wrap our arms around our children and our families, link arms together, and work for one vision and one mission. So, okay, I'll get off of that now. So our children are coming back to us in 1 week. I can't wait. I can't wait. I think I'm gonna schedule a little bus tour, you know, and get around to as many schools as possible. This past year, we did something really remarkable. Nate Kuzma, who's our chief legal counsel, when I came into the position, we had 6 outstanding contracts. We've got 11 bargaining units that we work with. Now, you know, anybody that works with bargaining units knows it can be a challenge, right? But we had 6 that were outstanding, and I am so proud today. All 11 of our bargaining agreements are in good standing. I don't know if that's ever happened. So we are not struggling this year filling classrooms. We are not. We have been able to fill most all of our classrooms with highly qualified, certified, diverse teaching staff. Exciting. I know that the outcome of that is going to be increased teaching and learning happening in all of our classrooms. We also will be implementing a 3-tiered bell schedule, and it's gotten a lot of attention. A lot of folks are interested, you know, in this. What this has the potential to do, we struggle with a national bus driver shortage, just like everybody across our country. And so last year, we had an extended learning time program, but due to the bus issue, it was difficult for children to stay after that took buses. And so only the children whose parents could pick them up, or if they were walkers, they were able to participate. That didn't feel equitable, because what about the children who take buses? So this 3-tiered bell schedule will offer children a shorter bus ride to and from school. I'm most excited that it will increase instructional time in the classroom. They're not spending an hour and a half on a bus, spending an hour and a half in class, learning, engaging, socializing. It will also allow our children to, again, who take buses, participate in after-school programming where it furthers them academically, socially, emotionally, culturally, and all of those things. And we've increased the number of bus aides who will be on our buses. And so the drive to and from school will be safer. So I'm excited about the three-tiered bell schedule now. Always on the first couple of days of school in any district, there are things that can happen. Everybody's getting used to everything. This is new. But we have done a lot of frontline work on it. We're going to continue to do that. And we believe that this initiative has the potential to solve our bus driver shortage. First Student Buses, the bus company, they brought in some drivers from out of state, so we have more drivers to help ensure that our children get off to their first days of school timely, safely, and securely. So I'm excited about that. So that's a little bit about, because I could go on and on and on. That's where we've been for the last year. So today, where are we? This is our year of action and accountability. Triple A's. Remember AAA? That's how I remember it. You go when you're taking a trip before Siri and all of that, and you get those map ticks and highlights of, where you're going and all that. So this is our year of action and accountability, and we have a roadmap too for where we're going so that if we get off track, we can get back on track, just like they had. We have cultivated a lot of trust with the stakeholders in this community this last year. Now it's time to produce. It's time to produce. So I've met yesterday with all of our building leaders to share that action and accountability is where we're going. Our Board of Education initiated us working with the Council of Great City Schools, and they work with the largest school districts across this country. Because what they are focusing all of us on this year and moving forward is focusing on student outcomes. Gotta be focused on the outcomes. Because our kids, they do a lot of great things. But what was the outcome? So we'll be focused on that. And this year, it's just 3 areas. I had a laundry list of things that I wanted us to accomplish. But this year, they've narrowed it down to us for 3 things. Increasing the literacy skills for all of our students. That's what the board is charging me in working with my team with doing. Increasing the literacy skills. And while we're doing that, also, number 2, increasing the mathematical abilities of our children. And the third is increasing our graduation rate. Those 3 things, we can all remember those because what we're going to be requiring of any partners that are working with us is that they also are focused on those 3 things. We got to all be rowing in the same direction. So we can't have folks coming from the left side wanting to do something different than what we're trying to do, which is increase those literacy skills, increase their mathematical skills, and get them to a place where our graduation rates are increasing also. Our children have got to know and understand how to read, write, comprehend, perform well, speak articulately, understand text. They have got to do it. And again, you've heard that our classrooms are full this year of highly qualified, certified teachers who care. Now, everybody that interviewed for Buffalo Public Schools, we couldn't hire because that's my little caveat. I know that everybody's certified and licensed. If you make it to an interview, you've passed already through, making sure that you've got the certifications, but you got to care. You got to have high expectations for all of our children. And I don't want to hear about, well, they grew up here and they're from a single family home. Got to care about all of them. All of them. Every single one. Even on days when they present, and our children can, present extreme challenges. They're children. That's what they do. But I need folks that can see past some of that and see how can we work with partners to get them the supports that they need. So I believe that, what you inspect is what you expect. And we will be inspecting our data because we're expecting that our data is going to continue to move higher and higher. So those are the areas that we will be focusing on this year. Now, does that mean we're abandoning everything else? What about safety? What about suspensions? What about No. It's a both and. It's a both and. Because if we don't keep our eye to the prize on those things, then we will never experience increased literacy. If kids aren't feeling safe in class, how are they going to learn? So we'll still be focusing on nutrition and making sure that our children have the medical care that they need, making sure they get the counseling that they need, making sure that we're continuing our work with the BPD. All of those things will help them to achieve the 3 goals that we have. We're going to continue to keep our community informed. If you have any access to any kind of technology, you've come across the Buffalo Schools because we're out there. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We have a radio show. We're on billboards. We're out there. We're out there because we're constantly trying to build our brand and to reassure families that the Buffalo Public Schools is a great place to put your children in school at. If you want a place where it's diverse in the population, it's diverse in the programming that we offer, having staff who care, having a team of parent leaders that you have access to, Buffalo Public Schools is your place. So our Wednesday with Williams will be starting back up. We'll be starting back again next week. I'm very excited to share that we have a Gold Star instructional program that our district implemented along with our Say Yes partner. And it's for our littlest littles, the 3Y program. Imagine 3-year-olds in school, and it's free. It's free, right, David? It's free. It's called the Little Scholars Program. And to see the classrooms, first of all, they're colorful, they're beautiful, it's new furniture, they're vibrant, and then to meet the teachers who believe. They don't get frustrated when our littles act like 3-year-olds, because that's exactly what they are. They're loving, they're caring. Our children are now in those programs leaving that classroom knowing their names, because I've come across children that because they've been called a nickname all of their life, they think that is their real name. These children know their names. They learn their colors. They learn the alphabet. They learn their numbers. They make friends. They're growing independent. They know how to follow direction. It's amazing to see. Last year, we started with the program at West Hurdle and at School 90. This year, we're adding 4 additional classrooms. Thank you, Dr. Carestas, for your work with this. Hillary Park Elementary will have a classroom. Our Dr. George Blackman Early Childhood School, number 54, will have a classroom. Southside Elementary will have a classroom, and our Stanley Makowski Early Childhood School number 99 will have a classroom. So thank you again, David Rust, who is the CEO of Say Yes, for having that vision and working with our district to get that implemented. We are a school district on the move, a district that is committed to equity and high performance, and again, we will be focusing on action and accountability this year. That's our work. My only ask is that you stay informed on what is truly happening in the Buffalo Public Schools, and to courageously go out into the community and to spread the good news. Spread the good news. We have wonderful children, committed staff, and parents who want the best for our children. So I will end by sharing that as your superintendent of the Buffalo Public Schools, who is a daughter of this community, I'm a daughter of the community. I've been around Buffalo schools since I was 5. That's most all of my life. I continue to have huge, big dreams for all of the children in our district. I have a dream that the Buffalo schools will provide a world-class education where all students, regardless of their neighborhood, race, socioeconomic status, or life experiences, will have opportunities to achieve at high levels and grow socially and academically every day. I did it, and they can do it too. Many of us did it, and they can do it too. I have a dream that each of our students, every single one, will enter safe, beautiful learning environments each day where they will be greeted by caring staff who are nurturing, qualified, and who genuinely want the best for each of them. I have a dream that our government and civic leaders, business and faith-based leaders, as well as our parent and community advocates, will partner with the Buffalo Public Schools to assist us with providing much-needed resources, services, and learning opportunities for our young people. I have a dream that our students will be picked up each morning on school buses by drivers and caring bus aides who greet them with warm and genuine smiles and get them safely to and from school. Finally, these have been my dreams for a very long time, and I finally feel like we are positioned where I can wake up, and I'm woke now, and these dreams can become a reality. We are positioned perfectly for that to happen. So as your superintendent, who is going into her 2nd year leading this wonderful, phenomenal district, know that I will be laser focused, I will be supportive, and that I remain humbly grateful to all of our children and all of our families in this great school district. Our children are coming, and we are ready. Aren't we ready? Okay. Gotta end with a conversation to our parents. Parents, caregivers, if you're listening, please remember, we cannot do this work without you. Your children. Our children will only show up to school angry if you're angry and anxious, because our children feed off of us as parents and grandparents and aunties, they get their cues from us. And I'm just saying, please work with us. My plea to parents is to help us to address and overcome obstacles that impact their children calmly and restoratively. Connect with your children's teachers regularly. Don't wait for an issue. Please work cooperatively with your children's principals and assistant principals, because what I promise you is that under my leadership, I will never close my eyes to any adult in our district harming your children. So you can rest assured that they are there to help. They are there to help, whether we agree or not all the time. That's a different story. But if I hear about adults hurting children, the actions will be taken swiftly, and the consequences will be serious. So please work with us. I want to thank you all for joining us today, and I must share that I have another mentor who is in the building. I got a lot of mentors, lots of them. And I believe in acknowledging them when they are a part of any audience that I have the opportunity to speak at, because I know whose shoulders I stand on. And we have Mrs. Mary Ruth Kapsiak, who saw in me before I saw in myself. Please stand up. She's a former board member who saw in me before I saw in myself that I could be a principal. I'm like, really? And now look, I know whose shoulders I stand on. So now it's really an exciting thing that I'd like to ask you all to come up to the 7th floor, because I was in the mayor's office. You know, we meet regularly, a little over, well, I've always seen them, but I really noticed that he has photos of all of the previous mayors, and I thought, wow, that's a beautiful history. So I happened to mention that, what if the Buffalo Schools did some research and found out who all of our former superintendents were? And we did just that. And so I invite everyone to come up to the 7th floor and do a gallery walk, a historical walk of all of our former superintendents. They are photographed and framed so beautifully from the children at McKinley High School. They did all of that to see who all of our former leaders in the Buffalo Public Schools were. Thank you so much for being here today. It means a lot, and we're going to have a great school year. Thank you.